Forests are beyond trees and wild animals, but a place where dangerous mythical creatures are known to take refuge. From mysterious creatures in the dark to completely unrecognizable forces in broad daylight. So in this video, we are going to show you most disturbing trail cam captures what no one would believe. The video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick to the end. Glowing-eyed mummy chase. Just by looking at the glowing eyes, you can know this certainly is no hoax. In September 2019, two colleagues were returning from work in their car when a manly figure in the dark started sprinting parallel to them. Seconds later, the ghostly figure closed in towards the light, revealing its final form. It seemed to look like a mummy with glowing eyes and incredible speed. First, it got closer to them and then attempted to jump in the vehicle, when the driver was able to speed away. This certainly could not be a human, but a mummy that may have gotten possessed by a supernatural entity. Creepy cryptid encounter. Is this a bird of some kind or just a horribly looking rodent? While out for an adventure, a tourist encountered a creepy-looking animal that was hiding behind a dried-up tree trunk in the Appalachian Mountains of North America. Its face looked as if it were deformed with something like a beak on the face. The intentions of this animal were unclear, as it never moved much besides keeping its eyes locked onto the recorder. With the behavior as such, the tourists described it to be an unrecognizable animal that was later pronounced to be a cryptid. Skeleton with glowing eyes. Either this is a prison escapee or a good old ghost, a group of young hikers who were out on a camping trip in Costa Nino National Forest, Arizona. While exploring the forest, they noticed a troubled-looking man sitting beside a narrow stream of water. To get a better look at it, the light was focused on it, to which it reacted by suddenly turning and staring at them. It had a shaved head with a skinny body, almost as if it were a Halloween skeleton. No matter how dark it gets, human eyes does not glow or reflect light, which clearly shows that this was no human, but a skeleton ghost. Flying humanoid. If the furry humanoids weren't spooky enough, you now have one that can fly. Two young boys, while playing in the backyard of a farm in Kent, United Kingdom, noticed a weird-looking hive, with their father filming the video and getting closer to the hive when a flying bug came out of the hive. At first, it was thought to be a firefly or a dragonfly, but seconds later, they could notice that this bug is humanoid. From arms to legs, it had a body structure completely similar to that of a human with wings to fly. As it came flying out, the father and the kids reacted by fleeing away. Since the footage has gone viral, many call it a real-life fairy. Sword hand skeleton. Something as scary as this surely redefines the notion of haunting spirits in graveyards, with the appearance of a sharp footstep-like trail all around the cemetery. Grave diggers decided to place a trail camera, hoping to find some answers. To their surprise, a disturbing-looking rake being was caught on camera, as it was passing by the graves using its sword-like limbs to move. Its body was merely a dark shade of skeleton. While many consider it a rogue ghost, some call it to be a case of reincarnation or a dead man walking. Ghost attempts to hide. Either this ghost dozed off into the water or was attempting to hide. A trail camera planted on a bridge next to a haunted house captured footage of a ghost that tripped into a small stream. The camera was placed in the area to investigate the cause of disturbance in the area in the dead of night. After reviewing the footage, many believe that this would rather be a cause of a young woman being possessed by a ghost. Jungle highway crawler. Choosing a highway to crawler in the middle of a forest is probably the worst place to be around for creeping into someone. Only a few days ago, a transport driver, while passing through the dense Val d'Abayan temperate rainforest road, came across a naked-looking crawler in the middle of the road. It looked to be quite skinny as a frame of a moving skeleton, with a very bleak face and hair, although it remained mostly stationary. But according to the driver, it was too eager to get closer. The driver turned around for an alternate route out of fear of his safety. It's criticized by many for not helping a possible man in distress. Forest zombie. This looks to be either a zombie or a clown, or perhaps both. After numerous reports of something haunting a small part of a forest in Ontario, Canada, paranormal investigators decided to investigate. After several hours of searching, they weren't able to find any ghosts, but rather a zombified being that was stalking them from a distance. Upon one of the paranormal investigators spotting this haunting figure, it quickly escaped behind the tree and into the darkness. It had sparkly eyes, clone-like makeup, sharp reflexes, and not mentioned huge. Imagine the horror of such a nightmare ambushing you. Skinwalker attack in woods. If you hear an unsettling humming sound, it's probably for the best to stand clear of it. A man, while driving on the outskirts of Montana, stopped for his cigarette break when he heard a very unsettling humming sound all of a sudden. Out of curiosity, the man entered the woods to find the source of the sound, when a skinny, fast-moving skinwalker appeared from nowhere in pursuit of the man, almost as if it were a predator.
Oh!
What happened next remains a mystery. However, the fact that this video made it to the internet shows that the man who recorded the footage may have survived. Humpy Ghost. It's probably the hump that may have gotten it not so mobile. A group of friends who were lighting up firecrackers to celebrate the 4th of July, when they were interrupted by a high-pitched guttural cry. Curious for answers, they decided to investigate the noise. While passing through the trees, they were abruptly stopped after spotting what looks to be a weird humpy entity in the dark. Since the idea of getting closer to identification wasn't an option, they decided to lobby a flying firecracker in its direction before running away.
Get the hell out of here.
Many take it to be a case of a drugged-up human, but whatever it was surely is a terrifying sight to behold. Before we move on, support us by hitting subscribe and the bell icon to get notified when we post new videos. Now let's get back to our topic. Shady beast. With little to no trees around, the chances of it being a monkey, it's next to impossible. A footage captured in a woodland area in Nebraska shows a troubled-looking individual that was spotted by a passerby. As it appeared out from behind the grass, the author of the video at first thought it to be a monkey in distress or an animal of some kind until it got closer, and up on its hind, revealing its terrifying face as it began chasing. The recorder described it to have a beastly appearance, which after the video got viral was later nicknamed the Shady Beast. Dark Furry Monster. This particular dark berry monster may initially seem like a man wearing a Halloween costume until you look closely at its eyes. Explorers, while passing through the forests of northern Iran, spotted an eerie hiding behind the bushes. Due to the pitch darkness of the night, they were forced to get closer to it to investigate. While preaching religious chants, they were to get close but still could barely see it. It had a dairy for a light coat with incredibly white eyes that were visible. Due to lack of light and fear of the unknown, they weren't able to get a good look at it despite being spitting distance away from it. Crooked-faced walker. This is one of those times when something fictional becomes a reality. Residents from a small town in Wisconsin reported numerous appearances of this crooked-faced walker, which has a resemblance to a mythical character called the Spirit Walker. Locals would often wear costumes depicting the walker, until it actually started appearing after dark festivals and community events. So much so that it was locally known as the Spirit of Bizarre. It has a body structure similar to that of a man with extremely long bony arms, all covered in a suit and a mask. The footage was taken by one of the cameras that were placed to get a closer view of it. Alien Scout. The appearance of UFOs and alien sightings such as these are surely not mere coincidence. A dense couple along with their neighbors were camping nearby Big Bear Lake in California, when a tiny possum-like being made a sudden appearance, catching them all by surprise. According to the witnesses, it had a physical appearance similar to that of a fictional character, Dobby from the Harry Potter movies, but was a bit too green, as the wildlife experts are trying to make sense of the incident. Many debated that this could be an alien scout, especially due to a UFO sighting the previous day. Catching birds for dinner. The simple fact that gorillas are not known to hunt birds is enough to say that this isn't something normal. A video recorded in March 2016 by a fisherman who was returning from a catch shows a huge furry animal on top of a pole. This furry animal was attempting to catch seagulls flying nearby. Upon capturing one of them, it started bashing the seagull aggressively on the pole, presenting its incredible strength, and started eating minutes later, as it was able to climb tall, narrow poles easily. Many speculated that it could be a gorilla, but honestly, it seems like a starving Bigfoot. Cryptid caught on camera. Cryptid or not, you may tend to make mistakes and kids seen. An explorer, while placing his trail camera in a mountain forest somewhere in the United States, found a mysterious shadowy figure. It was seen curiously peeking out from next to a broad tree trunk, and got caught on the camera that was still recording. Although it didn't show any sinister intentions, the cameraman quickly ran away from the area. The fact that the nature of this being is unknown and you never know what it might be capable of, he instinctively decided to run away. The figure remains a complete mystery, despite widespread online exposure. So that's it. Please like, share, and comment with your thoughts below if you like this video. Remember to subscribe to see our next video. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video.